Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Our Last Leg. You got me, Jonny G, and my homie boy,
Nicky G. How you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing freaking awesome. Before we dive deep, as always, guys, if you like the content, please be sure to drop a like, hit subscribe, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify. Try our best to obviously put these videos and podcasts out 1 to 2 days before Thursday Night Football. That being said, how did you like football this most recent weekend, my friend?
Well, you know, I loved the 1 o'clock games. Those were fucking great.
Yeah.
My Ravens won. That was an absolute blessing. But there was a couple other things that surprised me this week.
What's some of them?
One of them is going to be something that I told you guys would happen last week, and that is going to be Tank Dell.
Yep, I have that on here too. Yes, sir. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I mean, I said he has to have double the targets and double the yards, and he did all that. They still lost, but
no, yeah, you're right. No, but you did call it. So anyone who did take that into consideration, you guys absolutely cashed.
Smash.
I'll even see the stat off now because I wrote that on a bit on here. Yada. I guess we'll talk about CJ a little bit. So CJ actually threw 191 yards, no touchdowns, unfortunately. But no interceptions either. Of those 191 yards that he threw that game, Tank Dell had 126. That's almost 72%.
I said he needed to be at least 70. Do you have how many catches he got?
I do not, unfortunately.
Okay, no worries, because I knew that he was going to have to blow up for them to stand a chance. And again, broken record. I've preached this since week 2. Get this man involved, and you will be a different team.
And I think that's the thing that they probably failed to see a bit. They really wanted Stephon Diggs to really be the head main wide receiver
between him and Nico.
And I get it. You know, the dude has an absolute great career, amazing stats with the Buffalo Bills. But Tank Dell is just all reliable. He's there when you need him, and he can be there when you don't need him. But I think that's what they need to use them the most.
6 catches. 126 yards, 9 targets, doubled his targets, just like we said, man. Yeah, just like we told you guys.
That's like 20, 25 yards a catch.
Yeah. Something that averages out with 6 catches, 126 each, over 25. No, just a hair under 20-something yards a catch. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's solid. Another one I was surprised about, the Saints, man. The Saints, they couldn't get it done. Derek Carr was back, and the Panthers, Bryce Young, led them to victory by 1 point. Nonetheless, I think it was such a big misconception to think that the New Orleans Saints were able to make such an impactful first 2 games at the start of the season to now be down 2-7. I think 2-7, 2-6, to match the record of the Carolina Panthers. How upsetting is that, bro? And if you guys didn't see how intense of a knockout that Chris Olave took. That dude didn't move a muscle, dude. You saw nothing but confetti flags just fly when he got smacked. That was crazy. Yeah, man. And he got released an hour or 2 later, so he's fine. But it was just crazy.
He for sure has another concussion.
Yeah, 100%. So that was pretty nasty.
That same game, after all that happened with the Saints, they're like, wow, can't believe we lost to the Panthers. Guess who the scapegoat was? Their head coach. Old boy got fucking fired. Dennis Allen is out the door, and this is now the second time this coach has been fired working with Derek Carr. So,
where did Derek Carr?
Vegas,
yeah, Raiders. I was going to say, you tell me, do you think the firing the coach is the main problem?
No. I think they have
He's a piece of the puzzle.
He is a piece. But, they're not going to get rid of the quarterback they just paid crazy bucks.
I don't think so.
And
either, but
they're not going to blame any wide receiver now that they just lost their number 1 wide receiver. And I think what like you said, it's a piece of the puzzle. And the offensive coordination is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious, man. The fact that you guys lose to the Panthers, you are calling terrible offensive schemes. Same goes for the defensive coordinator. The DC should have been able to completely deconstruct how Bryce Young plays football. And not to mention, they don't even have their best wide receiver anymore. they got that dude from like West Virginia. He talks like this. Have you seen him? Oh, I don't remember his name, dude. Just a country ass black dude. And he's just like, I mean, I don't really eat vegetables like that. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. It cracks me up, dude. Greatest thing going for the Panthers right now. But talking about the Saints right now, do you remember Michael Thomas? Did you see him on Twitter?
No, I did not.
Oh my fucking God. He's like, next time I see Derek Carr, I'm going to smack the shit out of him. Somebody needs to beat this dude's ass. He was just going off, bitching nonstop about Derek Carr. What really pissed him off was he thinks that he set Chris Olave up for failure with that throw. And so, I mean, dude.
A little bit. It was like 2 to 3 coverage almost, right?
Yeah, it was double coverage.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you can't predict a fucking sandwich tackle like that. Chris Olave already coming off of an injury back into the game. You cannot put that on Derek Carr, man. He is such a nice guy. And then Derek Carr goes in his presser. He's like, I've worked with so many people in the NFL. I don't understand why he does not like me. He's like, but I hope he gets on the team one day. And then he ended his press conference. Like, because he's talking about Michael Thomas. Because he's sitting on the fucking couch at home because the dude is made of glass. He cannot stay healthy. He had one season, he set the record for like most receiving yards in 1 year by a wide receiver and fell off the face of the fucking earth. Dude is a glass house. He's on his fucking couch right now. Dude ain't playing for nobody.
Damn,
but yeah, crazy as fuck, man. One more point I want to touch on real quick before we get started.
Let's hear it.
This man right here, he missed 2 spreads on the speed round last week, y'all. I missed 3. He missed 2. Isn't that fucking bonkers?
That's crazy.
So, again, this all goes back to what we've preached the last 2 weeks. Yes, you see the Instagram videos, the TikTok videos. Dive into the pod, man. I'm telling you, you catch that speed round at the end when we're not over-analyzing, going with our gut with what we know. Dude, I'm telling you, we're a lock. An absolute fucking lock.
I love that, man. No, you're good.
He fucking killed it, man. He fucking killed it.
The worst part is I didn't even bet it. That's the worst part. But, maybe now that we had a really nasty of a heating record like that.
Oh, we're going 0 for 12 next.
I think we got to. Oh, yeah, I didn't say that. But we gotta log it, though. Well,
Stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes this week. But I think that leads us to this week. Are you ready, my friend?
I am ready.
I'm going to bring us in, ladies and gentlemen, to Thursday Night Football. We got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Ravens. It's in Baltimore, and it is favoring the Ravens at -6.5. The over and under is sitting at 52.5. So it was actually 51, but it moved up to 52.
Yep.
So I do have a little bits and pieces to talk about on this game. I didn't want to go too much about it, but then as I started writing and reading, I liked it a little more. So the Bengals have won their last 3 to 4 games. However, 3 of them came from broken and defeated teams. Giants, Browns, Raiders.
Yeah.
Nothing to flinch at. Nothing to flinch at. The last loss that they did endure from that 3 to 4 was the Eagles, and they got smoked. They got dominated 37-17, guys. I will say that going somewhere to make it a little similar to that, the line being 52.5, it was already 37-17. That's already 54 points.
Yeah.
If they can get that between the Eagles and the Bengals, I can see something similar coming from the Bengals and the Ravens. The Ravens alone put up 20-plus points each game. Each game, the whole season, the one time they hit 20 on the dot was against the Chiefs. 23, I forget what other team that was.
Didn't you say they only scored 17 against the Eagles, though?
I'm talking about the Ravens.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know you switched gears. My apologies. Continue.
Yeah, but the difference is that the Bengals aren't the Chiefs here. So the Bengals already struggle against the run, but now that the Ravens have actually acquired somebody new to their arsenal, would you like to let the people know who that is? Deontay Johnson from the Carolina Panthers. He was one of the most reliable wide receivers on that team, in my opinion. But where the Panthers were sitting at, or where they're sitting at now, they're 2-7. He is going to be far more beneficial moving to another team like the Baltimore Ravens rather than just eating dirt with Carolina. And I think that's kind of the same concept why DeAndre Hopkins went to the Chiefs. Because the Titans are kind of in a in a muck right now. We don't know what they're doing.
I still say there's collusion on that. They gave that motherfucker away for a bag of peanuts and a nickel.
Yeah.
Absolutely
man.
ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
But he definitely wanted to get out of there. I think he realized that after they lost Derrick Henry, this team is going to be complete shambles.
Buns.
Yeah, it is. Another piece before I want you to dive in here is, excuse me, all that being said, it's your favorite line. This is a divisional game. But over that, it still doesn't scare me. It doesn't scare me. I could see Joe Burrow throwing 300 plus yards in this game. The reason I say that is because how are they going to compete with the Baltimore Ravens if he doesn't throw the ball that many damn times?
Well, the Ravens have the 29th worst pass defense in the NFL right now.
And that's why I can see Joe Shiesty finding those holes, those long balls where Jamar Chase can get it. Gesicki, the whole tight end, he's catching balls just as much as a wide receiver does. The whole defensive line. Oh, and then there's Chase Brown. This dude, honestly, not that bad. He's actually really damn decent. If you've been getting for anytime touchdowns, frankly, I personally believe that's been a lock. Joe Mixon, he's not Joe Mixon, but he is definitely a very good substitute now that he's out of the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals were able to put up 40 points against the Raiders. Yeah, again, nothing to flinch at. But if they can carry that same momentum, that same mentality, that same optimism over to Baltimore, one of the hardest stadiums to play at, might I add, I think that's going to be the most important factor for them going all the way to Baltimore for a game like this.
Most definitely.
And that's where I want you to kind of kick in, brother.
Okay, well, let's backpedal here for just a second. Ravens beat the fucking dog shit out of the Broncos, man. Mm-hmm. They were a fake fucking, what were they, 6-2 going into that game or something like that? Stupid. Absolutely ridiculous. Anybody that thought the Broncos were going to cover that spread can suck a fat dick. For real. Because you really think Bo Nix is going to come in here and school John Harbaugh and company? Or I don't remember. They're fucking twins. Oh well. But no, they were absolutely not going to do that. Bengals won 41-24 against the Raiders. To me, that's not impressive because you let the Raiders put up 24 fucking points on the board. That's sad.
That's fair.
Before I dive into anything, though, I shouldn't be wearing this hat. I should be wearing a crown. In respect to King fucking Henry, man. Absolute fucking dog. Only the 10th player in NFL history to score 100 rushing touchdowns. Only the 10th. That seems like it should be way higher to me, dude. I would say by the end of his career, I wouldn't be surprised if he was top 5.
No,
easily.
That's a good statement.
Easily.
I agree with that.
This dude's an absolute fucking freak, and I love watching him play. I don't know if you've gotten the chance to...
Best running back in the league.
100%. Could not agree more. You are my man. Give me Nuckies. Yep. Boogie, boogie.
For sure.
When he runs the ball, he looks at you like this, just like he gets excited when there's somebody in front of him. You know, most running backs are like, shit, what am I going to do? They panic a little bit. Saquon's jumping over people. Derrick Henry's like, I'm going to kill you right now, and I'll turn around and check on you after I score my touchdown real quick. He is that much of a fucking dog. When he gets the ball, he runs downhill. In a sense, kind of like there's no, oh, I missed this hole. Now let me jump back and go 5 yards backwards and go hit this hole. He doesn't do it. He fucking plows through and just manages somehow to get, he's like, oh, Derrick Henry, 3 yards with 19 guys on him, only 11 men allowed on the field. We don't know how it happened. He is just that good, man.
My boy is heating him up.
Rushing attempt.
Rightfully so.
First. Rush yards, first. Rushing touchdowns, first. Longest rushes, first. Rushing first downs, first. Scrimmage yards, first. Scrimmage touchdowns, first. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Dude, I remember talking to him whenever in the offseason when I found out we got Derrick Henry. I freaked the fuck out. Absolutely lost my mind. It sounded like it was too good to be true. I'm like, what are all these other scouts seeing that I'm not seeing in Derrick Henry? Because to me, I'm like, he's still an elite caliber and out of this fucking world running back. Alien-like running back. And sure enough, Ravens knew what they were talking about. They knew exactly what they were talking about. I can't express to you how fucking happy I was. How happy I still am. That was the missing puzzle piece because since Lamar came in the league, you know, we had J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards.
Yeah, Gus. I forgot. I was like, who was the other one? Yeah.
And there was one more. And, like, these guys just could not stay fucking healthy. That's why we were seeing Lamar with, you know, 120 rushing yards this game.
See, that's the thing, though, about healthy. On here, I was going to talk about this, but then since we're talking about it, he's a very big topic here. Giving Henry less touches, I think from this point, maybe, honestly, I'm sure I know where you're leaning here, but the reason I say giving him less touches is because, guys, we are almost, if not already, halfway through the whole season here. Can Baltimore Ravens afford losing King Henry halfway with such a good record? They do have a good amount of tough games upcoming in the rest of the season.
And that's the problem.
But the Cincinnati Bengals, I don't think is one to necessarily flinch at, but that's just something that I wanted to express here because can they truly afford someone like Derrick Henry, King Henry, to get hurt right before they get to the playoffs?
Can they afford for him to get hurt? No. Will he get hurt? No. Do they have a choice to play him? No. Because the Ravens have...
Justice Hill is just as good, though.
He's okay. He's a great receiving back, but don't for a fucking second think Justice Hill is Derrick Henry.
Okay,
bro,
okay.
At all.
But before
he's a great receiving
before Derrick
back.
Henry joined the team this season, Justice Hill, Gus Edwards, and Lamar, they were the main running players in the team, right?
For sure.
So if you take Derrick out of the equation, it's just right back to last season's Baltimore Ravens. And they were excelling. Just not until they got to the playoffs, though. That's where they completely stopped doing what they were absolutely great at, which you told me. I have that in the text, by the way.
No.
They stopped doing that. So if they can still manage to do what they did last season without Derrick Henry, and now they're able to add him into the playoffs when it matters the most, why not do it?
There is no reason to rest this man. Absolutely not. This dude takes so much care, and for his body, he invests so much into it. There is absolutely no reason to take him out whatsoever.
I say less touches, not take him out.
No. Even less touches. I think that no, absolutely not. Because you think that when everybody perceives this, you're thinking Henry's getting what? How many carries do you think he's getting? 20, 25 a game?
Yeah, I'll say around 20.
He's getting normally less than 20 touches a game.
So what, is just the long strides that he gets?
He is just on fire, bro. There is no stopping him. And what this is doing with Derrick Henry in the backfield is alleviating the mental stress of Lamar having to rush 24/7. He can finally focus on throwing, which was always his biggest downfall, still is his biggest downfall.
I'm glad you're honest.
He still has a lot of ways to go.
I'm glad you're honest.
But at the end of the day, the Ravens need Derrick Henry. 100%. They need him. You take Derrick out for one game, and I would bet money that the opposing team could cover the spread.
Regardless of who it is.
Regardless of who it is. Just because Justice Hill is not a running back, he's a receiving back. That's why he's always out there to catch the balls. Not Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is not a receiving back. That's where the Titans failed him so poorly. They think he should be able to play both ways. No. You can't be 200 and
like Rashi White or Saquon.
Yeah, you can't be 250 pounds of pure muscle and turn back on a fucking dime, then readjust, and then get ready to go. You just can't do it. Not with big guys like that. They have to be on their feet, ready to go. And yes, the Ravens did look good at the back end of last season. Lamar was fighting for his fucking life, though. Lamar is not throwing 4 or 5 touchdowns without Derrick Henry in that backfield.
Yeah.
Because Lamar is going to have to run for 120. He's gassed. He can't throw accurate balls anymore. And I think that was the missing piece to this puzzle is that Lamar does not need to run for 100 yards a fucking game. He doesn't have to.
I agree.
But that being said, I digress. Deontay Johnson, beautiful addition. He absolutely fucked me and John on a parlay. We really thought that he was going to jump into this offense. But the more that I thought about it afterwards, once we lost, we're like, yeah, you know, it was kind of silly. He didn't have a lot of time to learn the offensive playbook, let alone for them to work him into offensive schemes. So I'm okay with that. It's still a great addition, but Lamar Jackson, what else can be said for an MVP resume, dude? The dude has 4 games already with a perfect passer rating. Okay. It doesn't sound like a lot, but let me break it down for you real quick, Johnny boy.
All right.
He has only played 86 games in his career and has 4 games with a perfect passer rating. Okay.
Okay.
Guess who else has done it? Peyton Manning.
Oh,
How many perfect games do you think he has? Perfect passer rating.
Peyton Manning? I don't know. I don't know. Is it double digit? Can you help me there?
Nope.
No. 4.
3.
I was close.
He got 3 in 265 games. Tom Brady only has 3 in his career through 333 games.
Damn.
Ben Roethlisberger, 3 through 247 games. Lamar's passer rating, ranked first in the NFL. Lamar's passing touchdowns, tied for second. Lamar's touchdown interception ratio, tied for first. Lamar's passing yards, second. His passing yards per attempt, first. And rushing yards is first. This is the greatest MVP resume I've ever fucking seen, dude. Everybody thinks, oh, Lamar, they just give it to him. You know, they're like, give the kid an MVP. No, the fucking dude earns it. Now, you want to talk about getting rid of players? You get rid of Lamar, this Ravens team's putting up 14 points a game, 100%. He threw for 280 yards, 3 touchdowns on only 16 completions. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and switch gears. I've stayed on the fucking Ravens for way too long.
I see.
You awoke the monster, John. Joe fucking Burrow. I don't know if it was Burrow or the coaching staff or who decided for Burrow to switch fucking gears, but Burrow acts like he is done fucking around. He is so done with it. He knows they have a good team. They went to the Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have damn near the same team, except they've just upgraded. And you're sitting at fucking 4 and 5? What in the fuck,
Yeah,
man?
if it wasn't for those 3 wins, bro, I think I would have honestly given up for them even being something short of contention.
Yeah. I mean, dude, the Steelers are ahead of them.
Yep.
That's crazy. But the way Burrow was walking around in that fucking game against the Raiders, dude, he was mad. He was not happy. He threw for 5 fucking touchdowns and was pissed. He was still mad. Earlier in the season when these teams played, they played in Cincinnati. Ravens won 41-38. The Bengals are going to have to do the exact same thing they just did to the Ravens earlier in this year if they want to win this ball game.
Yep.
Burrow, I feel like this is kind of like mental preparation for him, the way he's just mad. Like, he is not satisfied. It doesn't matter if he throws for 9 touchdowns. He's like, I could have thrown for 10. Burrow last week, 27 for 39, 251 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. I personally am not a Bengals fan, but I do like Joe Burrow. I think he has a lot of potential.
It's fair.
And I think that if he can keep this fire lit for this Bengals team, then they will come back eventually to that Super Bowl caliber team that we saw. But another unsung hero of this team is exactly who John talked about earlier, is Chase Brown. Just quietly saving this fucking team in the rush game, not getting any praise. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins. Rah, 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 rah. How about Chase fucking Brown, guys? I mean, the motherfucker ran for over 100 yards last week. He ran the ball 27 times,
That's
dude.
a lot, yeah.
That's a fucking workhorse right there, ladies and gentlemen. But you already know what time it is. This flock is about to scarf down some jungle cats. Nom, 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 nom. Give me the Ravens at -4.5 and give me over 49.5.
I can see the Bengals keeping a fight in this game for some time, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens pulled away. I lean towards Ravens -6 even. That's not my pick, though. I expect nothing but heavy offense from both sides of the field this game. So my pick, I frankly like the over 52.5. And I'm not touching any alternate. I like it where it's at. Preferably, I like the 51 before it did change. But I'm going to go ahead and just accept where it's at now. And I like the 52.5. Yeah, that I like it. Offensive heaviness, both ends. We're going to see nothing but tutties, nothing but field goals, hopefully more tutties. So go ahead and hit overs on most of these players because I think that's where it's going.
You need the fresh one?
I'll get one in a second.
Okay.
But, ladies and gentlemen, I know that was a long piece for this, but that leaves us to our weekly Thursday segment of our Nicky G SGP. Give it to him.
All right, you guys. Well, I done gassed the Ravens up a lot, and I'm telling you right now, there's not a lot of legs out for me on the Bengals team. So I am making do with what I have, but I'm telling you right now, I really fucking like it, guys. Okay, here we go. We've got Lamar Jackson over 2 passing touchdowns. This has been not that hard to accomplish. The Bengals are allowing a lot of passing touchdowns, let alone a lot of rushing yards. So go to give me Lamar for 2 passing touchdowns and also give me Lamar for over 225 passing yards. He broke 300 last time he played the Bengals. Then we've got Joe Burrow for over 225 passing yards. If he wants to stay in this game, needs to clear this line without a problem. Derrick Henry, ATD. I absolutely love that. How can you fucking not? He will bully the run game against the Bengals. It's not going to be close. And give me Zay Flowers for 40 yards. Just a light 40. I mean, the man has been hitting left and right. Why not us? That puts you at plus 433. They have not released a boost yet. So go ahead and lock that in. See you at the register, as John says.
And there's a no sweat, too, if it's plus 400. So don't be afraid to use that. You get your money back. All right, brother. Do you want to lead us into the next game?
I would do it happily. Next game. We've got Steelers at Commanders. Commanders are favored at -3. Over-under sits at 45.5. Steelers sitting at a fat fucking 6-2.
Yep.
Commanders sit at even fatter 7-2. Steelers are fresh coming off of a bye week this week,
This
ladies
is a
and
nice
gentlemen.
one, man.
Commanders coming off of a win against the Giants. Commanders beat the Giants 27-22. I said it before, and I'll say it again. I said it since the beginning of this season. Jaden Daniels is a dog. That boy is a bad mama jamma. 15 for 22, 209 yards, 2 tutties, 0 fucking picks, ladies and gentlemen. This is a prediction that I'm going to make, and I highly doubt anybody disagrees with me.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels, Rookie of the Year. It shouldn't even be close. I'm going to look it up on FanDuel real quick. But there's no two ways about it that he does not win Rookie of the Year. If I had to guess, I haven't even looked at the line yet. There's no way he's not favored.
Yeah, no.
There's no way.
I agree with you. Yeah, no, I agree.
The NFL already loves giving quarterbacks every award fucking possible. In my opinion, Derrick Henry should be top 3 in MVP race. Top 3. But that will literally never fucking happen. Commanders, number 1 in their division, 7-2 record, brought a dying franchise back to life with this kid, dude. I mean, I'd say without Jaden Daniels or without them ever finding a franchise quarterback, Commanders are getting relocated. They're selling the team. They're leaving Washington. There's no reason for them to stay. They got fire now. They have fucking fire now.
Yep.
On the year, the man only has... How many interceptions do you think he has? On the year. We're at week 10, dude. Rookie quarterback. This man has 2. He already knew. He already knew. And on average, 106.7 passer rating. Absolutely insane. What else does this man need to do? Let's see. John, you got anything on this game while I sit here and look this up real quick?
Yes, sir. I do. Not much, but I do. Personally, like I was going to say, I don't really have much. But this game is nothing less of a bad game, to be honest with you. I really like this matchup because Jaden Daniels, man, like he's going to be going against 2 very good quarterbacks. Not that both of them will be active, but in case one just starts off the wrong foot, I can see the Steelers hopefully making the right decision. And it's like, hey, Russ, just sit down for a second. Let's see what Fields can do. I mean, it's not likely, but it's possible. At least wishful thinking. What are we looking at? Rookie of the Year, minus 1,350. So if you bet $100, that's like $1.30. So it ain't worth it. But he's definitely got it, ladies and gents. Unless he hurts himself right now. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
Say that, dude.
Unless that happens. But that being said, Russell Wilson overall though has been doing very, very good, man. The last 2 games he's played, he's 2-0 right now. He's thrown 36 completions, 57 attempts with 542 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I have never been a fan of the guy, nor am I still, but he's doing great on the field and isn't afraid to get hit.
Great ball
player.
player.
He has been sacked a total of 5 times out of the 2 games. The first game being 1 time. The second one, I think it was against the Giants, sacked 4 times.
That's ridiculous.
Russ doesn't leave the pocket much.
Nope.
And that's where Jayden Daniels can do. He's not afraid to take a hit. He's not afraid to leave the pocket. And if you leave him in the pocket, Godspeed to you, because I can guarantee that ball is going all the way to Scary Terry. He's thrown the ball, like you just said, 1,945 yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. His stats would have been even higher if he would have played the Panthers game. But Mariota, the guy who took over for him, he mopped the floor with them. It was like 40-7. Atrocious. So he beat Andy Dalton. They threw Bryce Young in there at the very end. It didn't even matter at that time. So props to him. I didn't think he was going to do that good. He helped the team. Great record. Just like you said, that's 7-2. That being said, Washington is 5-2 and they're 3-0 at home. I love him to keep the streak.
Oh, he's undefeated at home?
Yep, undefeated. Ooh. And where is it going to be? In Washington. I'm cool. I like to back the way I just did a little bit on Russ. Even if Justin Fields was on the field, I like that. If he was on the field, I think there would have been a little bit more of excitement because we could see both QBs using their legs, running up the gun. But we're not going to see that. We're going to see a little old Russ sitting in the pocket. And I think he's going to sit there most of the time. So, frankly, I like the undefeated at-home team, Washington Commanders. What's the line sitting at, brother?
The line for this game is sitting at Commanders -3, over-unders at 45.5.
Field goal even. I like the push if it ends on a field goal. I like the Commanders to take it on -3. Over and under one more time?
Over-unders at 45.5.
I'm gonna stay off. But I like. Wait, I'll get there on the speed round though.
Okay,
stick around for the speed round.
He doesn't have a choice.
Exactly. But give me the Washington Commanders at -3 even.
Okay,
I love it.
I like where your head's at. One thing that I said in week 4. Okay, so we're a month and a half past when I said this. I'm not saying that the Commanders coaching staff or Jayden Daniels listen to the podcast or anything, but I did say if you want to win football games, make Scary Terry the greatest player on your fucking team. Guess what? Since I said that, 459 yards and 5 fucking touchdowns.
Yep.
So, if you disagreed with me that week on week 4, do you still disagree with me? I highly fucking doubt it, you guys, because he is on fire. Scary Terry is amazing. Terry McLaurin is an absolute dog. His hometown is Indy, and he was... I forget at what point it was for the Commanders, but they were talking about trading him, and the Colts had put in some type of bid to get him here, and he just wasn't having it. I know we low-dogged him. Terry McLaurin has, like CD Lamb capabilities, dude.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't get the fucking love he deserves, dude. To me, top 10 wide receiver in the NFL, and it's not close. You cannot name 9 better wide receivers than him, in my opinion. But you know, we gassing up the Commanders. We gotta hold on.
I know, right?
Pump the brakes because we've got the mean Steelers. Okay, Jayden Daniels, rookie, 100%, a true freshman in the NFL. You know who's gonna want to absolutely hurt him?
Who? TJ Watt. I forgot about the guy.
And Cam Hayward. These guys are so mean. Like, yes, they'll walk up and say, good job after the game. But during the game, it's like you're coming for their family. That's how bad he wants to hurt
That's
you.
That's one way to put it, yeah.
These guys want to give him a welcome to the NFL moment. And there's nobody better to do it than TJ Watt, in my opinion. I'd almost but guarantee that one of these guys sack his ass. And it won't be pretty. It will be by the waist, and he gets chucked. Jaden Daniels is also, he's not made of glass, more like fiberglass. He can bend but not break.
There you go.
But with the Steelers team, though, man, they're looking so much better than I expected. I was expecting no better than 5-3. No better than 5-3 from this team, especially with their offseason acquirements, which is going to be Justin Fields and Russell Wilson.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, this is not going to go well. You have two guys that are potentially starters in the NFL, and you're going back and forth between them.
See, that's exactly what I'm saying. I think the key thing, if the Steelers can unlock this, why not do what the New Orleans Saints did last year? Taysom Hill, Derek Carr, some plays here, some plays there. You put Russ Wilson and you put Justin Fields.
I think it's
you even actually what, and then you actually told me the other day what game was this? What game was this? Help me out here. Someone young to rush it in there. AR5, Anthony Richardson with Joe Flacco. It was like third or fourth down. They were like third and fourth or one, some shit really close, just to punch it in.
Where AR would have thrived.
And I think you're right. I think he could have just got them right there.
Push.
Switch back. You never know. But I think if they can utilize something like that in their playbook, they will excel far more than what we would expect. That's
100%.
That's my thought.
But so I agree with you 100%. But with these two guys, man, both of these guys, they're playing the best football they have played in years.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson hasn't been good since, I mean, I'm sorry, Russ.
He was
if
mid
you're listening to this.
in the Broncos. He's mid.
Terrible with the Broncos, bro. But Sean Payton's, I fucking hate him as a head coach, dude. Absolute douchebag and full of himself. But Russ has not been good since he was a young man with Seattle under Pete Carroll, and also hate Pete Carroll. But then Justin Fields, he had games where he flourished. It's like, this motherfucker just threw for 200 yards and rushed for 150. And then it's like, I wonder why he didn't want to play for the Bears anymore. Because he's having to put up 350 yards a game by himself if they even want to have a chance at winning. That is not the case anymore. Justin Fields even came out and said that the coaching at the Steelers, the entire coaching staff, is basically light years ahead of what the Bears were doing for him. That's why I fear about Caleb Williams, man. Painting your fingernails, yes, that shit's corny as fuck, but it's the coaching staff that's going to ruin his career, just like they almost did Justin Fields. With Justin Fields starting those few games, he was able to show everybody, hey, I'm a great fucking quarterback under good supervision, and you give me good players, you give me good play calls, and you give me guys that know how to attack a defense and certain schemes, boom, I'll kill it. He went great. He did great. What did he go? 5-2? Or no, 4-2. 4-2 for the Steelers?
Yes.
Because they're 6-2 currently.
6-2, yep, exactly.
Yeah, so he went 4-2 with them. Dude, I'll take that all day with Justin Fields as my QB. All fucking day.
Yeah.
But now the backbone of this offense is Najee Harris and George Pickens.
Yep.
You get rid of them.
Pat Freiermuth is still in there in my
yes.
in my playbook. That's me.
Well, I agree as well. But the problem is they can't. The fucking Steelers have never been able to figure out how to incorporate a tight end properly.
Yeah.
They were so spoiled with Hines Ward and all these elite fucking wide receivers.
Yeah.
That it's like something that just carried on from Coach Cowher.
Oh, yeah, and they're using Jalen Warren a lot too. That's another dude. Yeah.
But despite how much I don't like Najee Harris, like I think the dude is one of the most overrated running backs in the entire NFL. The dude shits the bed the last 2 years. Now all of a sudden they're like, Najee Harris, he's fucking great again. I'm like, did we not forget about how poorly he performed over the last 2 years? But okay, I guess we'll just wash that away. But at the end of the day, these two fucking guys have been saving this team. 100% Russell Wilson's idea of chuck it up to Pickens and pray to God he's over there has been working. It works. But yes, have to give Freiermuth his love. Absolutely love Pat Freiermuth. He's a fucking dog. He reminds me a lot of Dallas Clark. He doesn't get the love he deserves, but then again, he's not getting the schemes geared towards him or anything like that. So, but with that being said, you know, there is no 6-2 record without these two guys on this team.
Yes.
Absolutely the fuck not.
Agreed.
With all that being said, I love Jaden Daniels, man. And Dan Quinn, what he's done with this team, Commander's coach, possibly Coach of the Year award right there. We're getting to that point where we got to start talking about that. Dan Quinn or the next coach that's also named Dan. I bet you can't figure out what game we're going to talk about next. Dan Quinn, I think that he has done something phenomenal with this team. Granted, he has had a lot of help with Jaden Daniels being absolutely amazing. But when it comes to this game right here, I think it comes down to coaching, and I think it comes down to experience. So with that, I got to go with Mike Tomlin out coaching a very new team and a very young team. Give me the Steelers plus 4.5 and over 42.5. I still love your bet. I love the stats that he has to back that up. That's why we chose this game. It can 100% go either way, but I can guarantee you this will not be a blowout. Not at all.
That's fair.
I think this comes down to no more than a touchdown and a field goal. No, but there's no way, bro. No way.
That's awesome.
No way.
That's awesome. That I think is probably something you guys want to eyeball is the weighting margin, whoever you like the most. Because if it's going to be within 13 points, then there you go.
I love when we go against each other, man.
All right, guys, that leads us to our last and final game of the pod here. We are going to go and introduce the Detroit Lions versus the Houston Texans. It is favoring the Houston Texans at home at minus 3.5. The over and under is sitting at 49.5. Man, I have been backing.
Texans are not favored, bro.
Oh, sorry. You're right. Sorry. Woo. Favoring Detroit minus 3.5 in Houston. My fault. That being said,
it's cool.
I digress. I've been backing the Rookie of the Year for last year, 2023, for the past 8 straight weeks. I think it's time for a change. The only reason I say that is because my boy texted me right after the Houston Texans game. I had him in my fantasy for the past 8 weeks. He got me the points that I needed. Until last week. I think that was like the last straw. It was really tough. Let me tell you why. I already said it earlier. Whew. Excuse me, I had to burp. But the guy threw 191 yards, 0 tutties. It equaled out to like 12 fantasy points. At least it's in the double digits. No interceptions either. But to switch him out, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll figure out who it is. I might let you know in the next pod. So for all those who also have CJ Stroud in your fantasy team, take my advice now and go ahead and scout. Overall, though, the Texans have been doing fairly well. They did lose 8 points to the Jets. An interesting game that was, to be honest. Of the Jets being the primary... Excuse me. Whoa, I lost my thoughts here. Okay, sorry. We talked about this part earlier. Tank Dell being basically the primary target that game. Even that they knew that this ball and the primary target was going to go to Tank Dell, the Jets still couldn't stop it.
Nope.
It's so interesting, you know? We knew that a week ahead, and the Jets didn't? Or they just couldn't?
Well, you know, I was a little thrown off by that.
Was it Sauce Gardner supposed to be on him?
Just by the fact that Sauce Gardner was supposed to be on him heavy, but that just goes to prove the fucking point we have made since week fucking 2, that Tank Dell is a goon.
Yeah, bro. That being said, sorry. I mean, I get lost with the Texans here. Oh, Joe Mixon. He's been carrying the team. I think if Joe Mixon wasn't a part of that team, especially that game, obviously every other game has been going on, but the most previous game, the dude ran 106 yards, 24 carries, quite a lot, and 1 touchdown. The dude has been getting, I think, a touchdown every game. I think he's only missed 2 this whole season. So he's clearly competing, but enough to compete against the Detroit Lions. That's the bigger question here. The Lions have been nothing but short of elite. We've said it all the time. Goff beat Jordan Love by throwing 145 yards with 1 touchdown. Honestly, that's not even that much. It's really not even that much. I feel like an average and a very good quarterback can do that in first half. And I think that's what he did.
Well, you know what the saving grace was then, obviously. It's going to be the dual-headed threat.
That's my next sentence here. But Montgomery and Gibbs are just running every team to the ground.
Literally.
Where Goff doesn't even have to worry about throwing the ball deep or almost even at all. Most of the highlights come from yards after catches, if you didn't know that. Most of them. Amon St. Brown is clearly doing far better than what actually, Amon St. Brown is doing better now comparison to what he's been doing the beginning of the season.
Correct.
Because what we are seeing now is what we've been expecting of him since last season. And it's almost pretty similar to what we're seeing of Travis Kelce now overall for the last 7 weeks. So I'm glad they're finally kicking in gear. Oh man, dude, I'm glad he's out of my. I'm glad I kept him in my fantasy too because I was really holding off on that. I was really this close to getting rid of Amon St. Brown.
I'd have traded you instantly,
but I did. I'm glad I did. But I can't back the Texans in this one. I'm just gonna go straight to my pick. But
go for it.
I can't back the Texans in this one because they struggle to beat teams like the Jets, the Jags, the Colts, and I'm from Indy. But that doesn't matter. I think, honestly, it's a no-brainer. It's literally a no-brainer that we're going to take this home team advantage for a team that's not even at home. Let me take that home team advantage back to Detroit Lions at -3.5. They have been nothing but dogs this entire fucking season. They're going to run that rock to the ground, down their throats, the way they've been doing it every single week, regardless of what team they play. Period. Give me the Lions at -3.5.
Well, I think that the line for 3.5 is disrespectful.
And that is why I say take advantage.
Absolutely.
Take advantage.
I could see this jumping to 5.5.
Yeah.
Honest to God, bro. To me, that is so fucking rude to the Lions, who have managed to put up 28 points in 3 weeks.
Crazy.
And you think the Texans are going to stop them with no Nico Collins. Well, Nico Collins is not back, correct? He's still on the IR.
IR.
Because to go on the IR, you have to stay there for at least 4 weeks, right?
That's what they say, but I feel like they're playing. I think NFL is changing that slowly. But continue. Yes, you're technically right.
This Texans team is great. You know, we've touched on them. I want to say this is the 3rd time we've covered them this year, but they have been amazing. Like John already said, Joe Mixon is the heartbeat of this offense. No Joe Mixon, I'd put the Colts above the Texans with no Joe Mixon. You put Devin or whoever the fuck they have now, Dameon Pierce. I'm sorry. Joe Mixon is running so Dameon Pierce can walk. There is no fucking chance that Dameon Pierce puts up anything close to the numbers Joe Mixon does. And the fact that the Bengals got rid of him was one of the dumbest goddamn things I have ever seen in football. I would put that next to the DeAndre Hopkins trade.
What did they even get in return? Do we know?
Peanuts again, bro.
Man.
It's like who the fuck's approving these trades? Like who on the Bengals was like, you know what? We should probably get rid of Joe Mixon. They're like, that's probably a really good idea. And you should be absolutely embarrassed. Again, I pray to God you're one of the 92 views that we get, because you, my friend, are a fucking moron, dude. It was not Joe Mixon. It was your offensive line that was so atrocious. Hence why Burrow was fighting for his life back there. Now you got a good offensive line, and I bet you are fucking wishing you had Mixon back. Joe Mixon is, again, dare I say, top 5 running back in the NFL right now?
Yes, that's
not
accurate.
crazy?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Nope, not at all. I agree.
Don't let the stat lines fool you and shit. Go watch a fucking Texans game and tell me that Joe Mixon does not carry this team and become the backbone for them. The other thing is going to be that, CJ Stroud was due for a sophomore slump. I'm sorry. Again, that's another thing that we touched on in week 2. When we covered this team, I said CJ Stroud is due for a sophomore slump. And boom, there you go. What do you say? He didn't even break 200 last week? Okay. So to sit here and be all marbles in on CJ Stroud, he is not that guy. He is not the guy that can go out there and still manage to beat, teams like with Aaron Rodgers under the helm. When he doesn't have his 2 top wide receivers, you're fucked. You are so fucked, dude. I cannot stress that enough. But we touch on the Texans a lot, so let's go to the Lions. You cannot sit here and say, this guy's the best player on the Lions. No. This guy's the best player on the Lions.
Yeah.
You cannot. That is so fucking disrespectful to everybody. You can't say David Montgomery. You can't say Jahmyr Gibbs. You can't say Amon-Ra St. Brown. You can't say Sam Laporta. And you can't say Jared Goff. Because everybody meshes so well. And that is all thanks to Dan fucking Campbell. That dude, man, I don't know if you've seen it. I watched when they were on Hard Knocks. They had an interview with him, and he made him pad up that day. And a lot of the players didn't want to put the pads on. They didn't want to do it. And Campbell breaks down in front of the team, and he's just like, I fucking live for you guys. Like, every night I sit up thinking about how I can make you better football players, how I can make everybody better. He's like, I fucking love you guys. You guys are my favorite people in the world. You are all that I think about. If you have not watched a Dan Campbell speech, pause this right now, swipe down, go to the search bar, type in Dan Campbell speech. The dude is the most exhilarating and just brings out the best in you. He makes you want to play football and just be the best version of yourself possible.
He better after his last decision last year.
Yeah.
He better have. Respectfully.
But, everybody is so good. But one thing that, again, every player on this team is a piece to the puzzle. You get rid of one piece of the puzzle, you can't finish the puzzle. It's a 250-piece puzzle. Guess what? You got 249 pieces you will not complete. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, and the entire defense, Jared Goff, Dan Campbell. All of these guys are, this puzzle, in my opinion, is complete.
Yep, I don't think there is anything else. I don't see anything else that you can add to a team like this to make it far better than it already is. I really, really, really don't. If anything, if it ever came down to it, I'm nitpicking here, guys. I'm really nitpicking.
Maybe add to the defense.
Is give Goff a little more legs than he has. But he doesn't have to run.
Exactly. He doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to run. That's it. That's me again. Me nitpicking, and that's me really trying to nitpick.
Right.
But I don't have to. I'm purposefully trying to be a devil's advocate, and it's hard to be one.
Perfect way to
this
put it.
Detroit Lions team is literally perfect. All they need to do to prove it to everyone in the world is get to that Super Bowl.
Yep.
That is it.
I said it last week.
That is it.
I think they make it to the NFC Championship.
I 100% back that.
Because with the records that they have with only one loss, they're going to be playing the worst team, followed by the second worst team,
and the Chiefs. I'm going to say it now. The Chiefs. They're going to play the Chiefs, and they better fucking beat the Chiefs.
So you're calling that in the Super Bowl?
Yep.
You think the Super Bowl is the Lions Chiefs?
No, they have to beat them to get to the Super Bowl.
No, they don't. Lions are NFC.
Right?
Chiefs are AFC.
Then yes, I call it.
Okay, you think that's the Super Bowl right there?
Where's the Ravens?
Ravens are AFC.
So they have to. Okay, so the Ravens have to beat the Chiefs, or vice versa.
Vice versa. Yep. If Zay Flowers doesn't drop that ball going into the fucking end zone.
I don't know, man. What's his name? Lamar did say, and he said it so shittily once that reporter said, so I guess some could say that, I know this guy's getting heated just thinking about it. So you're saying that the Chiefs are your kryptonite? They're not my kryptonite. They're not, bro. He was so pissed saying that.
Yeah, because they're not. Zay Flowers lost that game for him. Yeah. He lost it.
He knew it too. Like, he gave a right to him, and all this dude could smile.
All he had to do
smile.
Zay Flowers just had to fall down.
Like that.
Just fall down.
Yeah. Oh my God. Anyway, we digress. Whatever. We digress.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, bro.
Yeah.
Week 9 touchdown. Week 8 touchdown. Week 7 touchdown. Week 6 touchdown. Week 5 touchdown. Week 4 touchdown. This motherfucker is going stupid, bro. Absolutely stupid. Now, granted, there is 1 week in here when they played the Tennessee Titans. They were 2 for 7, but guess what? They did not need to pass the ball. That was one of those games where it was the two-headed monster.
Yep.
It's like, how the fuck do we stop them? You can't. You absolutely can't. I think with all of that being said, it is batshit fucking crazy to have the Lions at -3.5. Unless somebody's hurt or somebody is back for the Texans, there is absolutely no reason to not throw your entire mortgage on this fucking spread. Like 3.5. And if you're not comfortable with that, take him at 2.5. Because I'm sorry, there is not a chance on God's green fucking earth the Lions lose at home to an injury-filled Texans offense. There is no way they outscore them. There's no way. Give me the Lions at, you know what? Give me the Lions at -6.5, and the over-under is sitting at what, John? Do you have it right now?
I do. It is sitting at 49.5.
49.5.
That's higher than the Bengals and the Ravens game. Or excuse me, lower than the Ravens.
Shit.
Yeah, it's lower. That's lower.
I thought it was going to be like 44, 45.
Don't be a bitch. This is, bro, say it. Just say it.
Give me the under. Give me the under.
Oh, you think so?
Give me the under.
You don't have faith. You don't have faith that the Texans can score.
That's the thing. I think that the Lions will pull away by at least 3 scores.
That's fair.
I cannot wait for us to be done with this and this game to happen, and for us to clip this reel and put it on every social media platform and just let you guys know that we know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Boy, that will suck if the Texans win.
I watched the overhit too. Oh my God. Well, man, that was a long one, guys, but we loved it. We were very, very, it's funny because we came into this, we came into this pod like, man, these games are like mid, but we like them. When we started reading and writing, we're like, all right.
There's a lot more.
We really like these games, and lo and behold, that's why. But that leads us to our weekly speed run.
Speed round.
Feel free to take out your notebooks and pens and pencils, ladies and gentlemen, but here we go. Cincinnati Bengals and Ravens, we already covered it. Go ahead and rewind. New York Giants against the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. Oh, it's favoring the New York Giants at 5.5, over and under 41.5. I'm going to take the Panthers at +5.5. Over and under, I'm going to go take 2 shitty teams at over 41.5. I'm not taking any alts. By the way.
I will be taking alts.
Of course you will.
Go ahead and give me the Panthers at +5.5 as well. And I will take over 39.5. Next game we have is going to be the New England Patriots at the Chicago Bears. Bears are favored at -6.5 points. Over under sits at 38.5. Man, this Patriots team's playing a lot better ball than we thought, but did Drake May go out with a concussion last week?
Drake May did not go out with a concussion. He went out with an overtime interception.
Oh, that's what they pulled him for? Okay.
That was shitty.
Aye.
That's what lost them the game against the Titans. I watched it too.
Give me the Patriots plus, the line sits at 6.5. Give me the Patriots plus 7.5. Now that Belichick's not there and Brady is not there, don't have a problem betting on him. John, what you got?
I guess we're taking alts then. Fine. I'll take the Patriots at +7.5. And the over and under, man, it could be defensive heavy. I'm going to go under 38.5. Buffalo Bills against the Indianapolis Colts in Indiana, over and under, sorry, 4.5 favoring the Buffalo Bills, over and under 46.5.
Thought it was favoring the Colts.
This one's interesting, man. I don't know. I have a really gut feeling about this one. I'm going to go ahead and back the Buffalo Bills at -4.5. Over and under, I'm going to take the over 46.5.
Yeah, this is not going to be pretty. Give me the Buffalo Bills at -4.5, and give me, what's that over under, John?
46.5.
46.5. Give me the under in that game. Give me under 46.5 and the Bills to cover at -4.5. Next game, we have got the Minnesota Vikings going to Jacksonville. Vikings at Jaguars. Vikings favored at -4.5. Over under sits at 47.5. To me, this is batshit crazy to think the Jaguars could even compete right now. Give me the Vikings at -4.5. Over under 47.5. I think the Vikings could do about 30 points after the mishap they had with the Colts last week.
I might chip in, or they did not play in London.
Who?
Did Jags and Vikings play against each other? Like they just played in London.
Both teams played separately in London.
Okay.
Jaguars
that's
played more in
remember.
London than anybody. Over under sits at 47.5. God, I cannot back fucking Trevor Lawrence right now, man. Give me under 47.5. Vikings -4.5.
I backed that all the way through. -4.5 Vikings, under 47.5 total. Denver Broncos versus the Kansas City Chiefs, the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to go ahead and...
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, I'm going to take... Oh, wait a minute.
Give me the Denver Broncos +10.5. If Baker Mayfield can keep it close all the way to overtime with his best two wide receivers out of the game, I think I can kind of see shitty Bo Nix keeping it fairly close.
You're comparing Baker Mayfield to Bo Nix right now.
Yep. Bro, mark my words. We're going to go back on this. If the Denver Broncos cover 10.5 spread, I'm not confident about. The over and under, I'm not confident about regardless which I choose. I really don't want to choose one. I'll just say the under. But I am confident that the Denver Broncos can cover +10.5.
All righty. Well, Chiefs are at home. This is divisional, right?
Don't know. I'm never good with these. You know them more than me.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I think that they are. Give me 1 second before.
Just without knowing that.
Without.
I don't know it, so I'm doing it.
Ugh. Give me the Chiefs at -6.5. Give me over 41.5. Next game, we have got the Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints. The Falcons are favored at -3.5. This is 100% divisional. We've got the over-under at 46.5. Give me the Falcons at -2.5, and go ahead and give me over 44.5.
I back that 100%. 100%.
Boom.
San Francisco 49ers at Tampa Bay.
Good game.
Give me the 49ers at -5.5. Over and under.
Even after they just took the Chiefs to overtime.
Over and under 50.5. Under 50.5, sorry.
Over under?
I'm like right in the middle.
50.5, baby.
Yeah.
Like, you got it right here.
Under 50.5.
Oh, boy. Oh, fucking boy. Give me the Buccaneers +7.5 and give me under 52.5. Next game, we've got the Steelers and Commanders. We already covered it. If you missed it, go ahead and rewind. Next game is going to be the Titans at the Chargers. Tennessee Titans.
Wait. By the way, if you guys told me my heavy bait, my lock of the week, I didn't say it earlier. I took Washington Commanders at -3.5, and they fucking covered. By the way, sorry, I forgot to say that earlier. Continue.
They only win by 3?
Washington Commanders?
Against
No,
who?
sir. They murked the shit out of. Go ahead and.
I'm thinking of. No. They played the Giants, right?
Yes. They destroyed.
That's
them.
right. Yep. He got it.
Sorry. All right, continue.
Tennessee Titans at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are at home and favored by -7.5. Over under sits at 37.5. Titans are under the helm of Mason Rudolph right now. Depends on if Will Levis comes back. I have no fucking clue because I could give a fuck less about the Titans.
Do I have to choose one?
You goddamn right. You got to choose money. I will take the Chargers at -6.5. I think they win by a tutty. And the over-under at 37.5 is absolutely fucking gross. Mason Rudolph has not been playing bad football. Give me over 34.5.
I back that 100%. -6.5 over 34.5. And with regardless which quarterback from the Tennessee Titans, give me with an interception because it's going to happen. They've been hitting it every week. Every week. It doesn't matter which quarterback is playing. It's crazy.
Oh, we got a good game right here.
We got where are we at? New York Jets versus the Arizona Cardinals. And it makes sense why both teams are technically a little favored. It's favoring slightly. -1.5 on the Cardinals, probably because it's a home game and the over and under is sitting at 46.5. This would have been an interesting game to talk about, but that's not the case here.
We just talked about this.
I think I'm gonna have to take Kyler Murray in the Arizona Cardinals at home against the New York Jets. They're barely getting by the New York Jets. Personally, I like the Arizona Cardinals. I'll take them on the ML just because it's a point. There's no reason for me to lose my whole bet off of 1 point.
It's a pick 'em.
I like the Arizona Cardinals at on the ML. I like the 45.5 instead of 46.5.
Go ahead and give me the Jets to keep that fire going. Give me the Jets +1.5. I'd take him on the money line damn near. Kyler Murray's been struggling just a touch. He cannot seem to figure out that connection with Marvin Harrison Jr., which blows my mind, man. Give me the Jets +1.5. Over-unders at 46.5. Gross. Give me under 49.5. Next game, we have got one of the games that we thought we were going to talk about as well, but we cover them way too fucking much. We have got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys are at home, but the Eagles are favored at -7. Over-under sits at 41.5. A.J. Brown is hurt, ladies and gentlemen. I do not know if he plays this game or not. We are recording this on a fucking Tuesday, y'all. How are we supposed to know? Either way, give me the Eagles at -6.5. That way you do not get stuck be having to push. Over-under at, was that?
41.
Give me over 39.5 all day.
Give me the Dallas Cowboys at +10.5. Over and under 39.5. I like the cow. Actually, wait a minute. Oh, I forgot. I found today it was announced Dak Prescott will be missing a couple games. So what Cooper Rush will be filling in. I take that back, ladies and gentlemen. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles at -6.5 over 39.5. Just like Nicky G just said.
Take Rico Dowdle and Dalvin Cook. Very high on rushing yards. Next game, Johnny.
We already covered the Detroit Lions and the Texans. So we have a Monday Night Football game. Sorry. Two,
ladies and gentlemen.
One. We got one. That's next week, brother.
Oh, you told me two.
That was for next week. But hey, tune in next week because it's going to be hype. It's going to be hype next week. We got the Miami Dolphins against the Los Angeles Rams.
Another game we wanted to cover.
But we talk about the Dolphins too much, guys. So it is favoring the LA Rams at home at -2.5. Over and under sitting at 50.5. Man, dude. Tua's back. LA Rams are excelling. Give me the LA Rams. They beat the Seattle Seahawks in OT easily. They were able to hold them off on the defense to just a field goal, and they went all the way out and got a freaking awesome touchdown. I loved it. I had them on the ML. You had them on the ML. Everyone had them on the ML. It was a sweat, but congratulations. I'm going to take them again on the ML. I don't know. I need your help. I need your help on that one.
What's the over-under?
50.5.
Oh, that's fucking disgusting. That spread sits at -2.5.
No, man. These two teams, it can really go either way.
Give me the Rams. I can see this game as well going to overtime. Just like last week with the Rams, I called John and told him that is absolutely crazy for the Rams to not win. There is no way they lose that ball game. They went to overtime. They won it by 6 points. I was right, and I'm going to back the fully healthy Rams again at -2.5, over under 50.5. Give me over 46.5 on that one. I could see a 20-27 game here.
All right, I'll back the 46.5. I just didn't know what to do with that part, but I do like the Rams winning. All right.
It's over.
That's it, guys.
It's over.
That's all right. That's it. That's it. It was a long one. It was a very long one. How longer than we anticipated, but hey, we enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. Again, we try to drop these every 1 to 2 days before Thursday Night Football. If the videos don't come out, tune into our Spotify. It comes out the day we record. So please be sure to drop a like, hit subscribe, share it with your family, your friends, whoever. Leave a comment below. We love the interactions.
We will definitely comment back, all that shit. You know, we try to check it and keep up with it nonstop. But,
Yeah.
you know, if we miss you, you know, just shoot a little DM. And,
Yes, sir. Yes,
and,
sir.
And if you want free picks, go ahead and DM the account as well.
Yeah.
We will definitely shoot. If you don't want to watch the pod,
Yep.
if you're like, hey, man.
What did you really like about this game? Yep.
Yeah. Who do you got for the
be
Commanders?
honest
Who you
with
got for the Eagles game? Who you got for the Rams game? We will tell you exactly what we had on this pod. You don't want to watch it? I promise you we will respond. You got me, Nicky G, and my boy,
Jonny G. Best luck to you guys. Better luck to us. But we will see you guys next week on the next one.
Love you, buddy.
Peace.